before we start, do you have anything you want to say?
That I'm glad that you are the interviewer and that I get a
Oh,
chance to talk with you, and I hope to see you very soon. And
I,
I think this is a wonderful idea with seniors talking to the young people, juniors. It's a very good idea, and it's excellent experience for you.
oh, that was also sweet, and I do agree. This is like a really good
Mhm.
idea.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
so we're only gonna do a few questions, and the first one is, what brought you to Maple Park? Like, what drew you in?
I'm glad you asked that because there's a little story, a nice little story that goes along with my answer. When I was working, I would take during that time we called it the IC train. Now it's the Metra, and I would get
Mm-hmm.
off at Kensington. So most days I would see a nice, attractive lady riding the train, and after a while we would speak to each other. And I noticed near the weekend, Thursdays or Fridays, she'd have fresh flowers that she was bringing home. So this went on for a while, and us nodding and saying hello, and we both got off at Kensington. So one day she said hello and my gave me her name, and I gave her mine. And she said, "Would you like a ride home? Where do you live?" And I told her on 114th and Parnell. She said, "Well, I can give you a ride down 115th Street, and then you can get right off." I said, "Oh, thank you. That will be great." And so while we were riding, it didn't take but 5 or close to 10 minutes. She told me who she was and the name of her church, and she said, "I'd like for you to come and visit my church sometime." I said, "Oh, thank you. I believe I will. I'll keep that in mind." So I got came home and I was telling my husband about it, and he was saying, "Well, by you living being in a small town and up here in a big city, you have to be careful. You can't just get in cars with people you don't really know." I said she was such a nice lady, and she invited me to church, and so I said. A criminal or someone that has something bad on their mind wouldn't invite me to church. He said, "Well, maybe you're right." So I did go to church, and I really enjoyed the church very much. And the person that invited me was Lillian Hennings, and we've been the best of friends ever since.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, she helped me in many, many ways. Yes, and I got to know her family, children, grandchildren, etc.
All
Okay.
right.
Mhm.
What do you think Maple Park's greatest strength is?
The, for me, its greatest strength, number one, is its size. Like I
Right.
said, I came from a little small country town in southern Illinois, and my church was even smaller than Maple Park's, and it was an AME church, but
Right.
United Methodist was very close. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm just like listening. I'm just listening.
Oh, and so that was one thing that attracted me to it. And the members of the church were very, very warm and friendly, very open. And the church was, I could tell it was very organized. And I enjoyed the speakers and the choir and the neighborhood feeling that I got. And it was close to home. That's another thing that's an advantage in a large city if you're close to your church and with meetings, during the week and all, there's no problem. You can zip to church. For me, it was just 5 minutes, and then I could go back home. Those are the main things: just the friendliness, the size, uh, very professional, very warm church.
Yeah, I
Okay.
agree. I really like how hospitable Maple Park is and the
Mhm.
choir and everything. But
And and I don't want to leave them out. The young people, just
oh,
wonderful. And when I joined, we had many more young people than we do now, but they were active in the church and just gave you a good, warm feeling seeing them participating, as we did when I was growing up. That was my only outlet. going to church and going to the meetings and the little parties that our groups would have. Hey.
Well, thank you so much for letting me interview you. It was really nice hearing you talk about the church and your experiences.
Oh, yes, and just to hear your voice, Christian, you sound like a young lady. I can tell you're growing up and maturing, so that's just wonderful. How's your brother doing?
Justin, he's okay. He's in 8th grade now. So,
Yeah, looking forward to high school, I'm sure.
I'm not sure he is.
Oh, okay. Well, once he gets there and gets his feet wet, he'll enjoy it. Just as
Yeah.
I'm sure you are enjoying it, right?
Yeah, this year's has been
Okay.
one of the better ones.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, well, very good. So I really enjoyed this, and I appreciate your participating.
Uh,
Some
Thank
young
you.
people may feel too shy or, fearful about doing something like this.
Mm.
So thank you, my dear.
Oh, it's no
Take care
problem. All
and work
right.
hard in school, all right?
All right.
Okay. So we're finished. I don't know
Okay,
what's.
thank you guys.
Okay.
I,
All right.
I hope
Thank
that
you,
this
Craig.
works and we can
Mhm.
save this on my phone somehow. It wouldn't let me do it anywhere.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay,
All
thank
right.
you.
Thank you so much. All right. See
All
you
right,
soon.
bye bye.
See you soon,
Bye.
Okay.
Christian, honey. Bye bye.
Bye.
You will receive it.